Hey, how's it going? This is Justin Gilman with Quantum Leads, and today I'll be walking you through your digital marketing attack plan to show you how you can turn your website into a lead generation machine and really generate some revenue for your business month over month. Now, if you take a look at the top here, we're looking at Colorado Springs Roofing, which generates about 1,000 searches every single month. Now, obviously, there's a lot more searches out there when you take into account search terms like roof installation, roof repair, and roofing near me. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to focus in on this one search term and show you how you could turn those 1,000 searches a month into revenue for your business. So let's start by taking a look at your website. So here we are on your website, and I think you have a very visually aesthetic website. However, if we want people to see our website or find us online, there's a lot more that we have to do to improve our overall search presence. Now, in this case, we're going to talk about internal search engine optimization first, which is essentially all the different ways we can improve your website from within the website itself. Now, normally when you hear that, you're going to hear things like title tags, heading tags, local business schema, and while those are all very important, for the sake of time in this video, we're just going to focus on the two most important aspects, which are content and keywords. So let's talk about content first and why it's so important. Content is very important because it gives users something to engage with. And when a user has something to engage with, they tend to have a better user experience and are more likely to come back to your website in the future or use Google for future searches. So it makes sense as to why Google would promote a very contentful website. Now, normally I like to recommend about 750 to 1,000 words per page, but obviously you can feel free to go above that if you'd like. Just 750 to 1,000 words is the minimum that I found that is a very contentful page while still remaining, relatively visually aesthetic because I know to some people content can be a little overwhelming. So 750 to 1,000 words is the bare minimum as to what I would recommend. Now you're probably wondering, well, Justin, why don't I just get a website, throw 5,000 words on it and call it a day? Well, the reason we can't do that is because we have to make sure that our content remains relevant. And the way we do that is with our keywords. Keywords are the most used words or phrases on a website. And based on these keywords, we are going to tell Google vital information about our business. Normally, I like to tell people with our keywords that we want to answer the three main questions for Google, which are number one, what do we do? Number two, where do we do it? And lastly, number three, who are we? So let's take a look at your keywords and see if they answer those questions. Or on a tool I like to use called Keywords Everywhere. And if we scroll down here, you're going to notice your most used keywords. For the sake of time in this video, we're just going to focus on the first six. However, I do always recommend further optimizing if possible. So let's talk about your first six keywords. Now, at your number one and two spot, I always recommend having your most industry specific keywords. That way we can tell Google exactly what we do. So in this case, I would recommend roofing at number one and then roof at number two. We want roofing at number one because that's going to be the most industry specific term. It's going to tell Google exactly what we do. And then your number two keyword is going to be your modifier to the first keyword. So we could put roof at number two, or we could put something like home if you do more residential jobs, or maybe repair, installation, depending on the page or the service that we're trying to target. Now, number three and four, I recommend your location-based keywords. That way, we could tell Google where we are and help them drive local traffic to our business. So in this case, we put Colorado Springs at number three, and then we put Colorado at number four. And now number five and number six, we want to put our brand in there. You already started to do that down here, but we might want to bump it up one more spot. Now, the reason being is that ultimately, yes, we're going to get people who look for Colorado Springs roofing. However, we're also going to get people who look for our brand. So it's important that we have our brand in our top six keywords. That way we can appear for searches for people looking for our brand. So just to recap, because we went through that pretty quickly, one and two, industry specific keywords. Three and four, location based keywords. And five and six, we want our branding based keywords. So definitely something to think about. But let's take a look at one of your competitors and see what they're doing as far as content and keywords go. So here we have Divine Roofing, and they rank on the first page organically for Colorado Springs roofing companies. And you'll see that they have a ton of content on this homepage. And obviously, it's working very favorably for them because they are receiving those favorable rankings. But like I said, you can't just rank with content. So let's take a look at their keywords and see what type of keywords they're working with. So we're back to keywords everywhere. And if we scroll down and look at their most used keywords, you'll notice they have roofing at number one, roof, Colorado Springs, commercial, residential. So a lot of crossover between the suggestions I gave you and the keywords that they're using. Now, I would recommend a mixture of the two of them to create the strongest keywords list possible. And you should start to see some solid traction for your website once you get your keywords in place. However, let's go back to your website and talk about external search engine optimization and how it really ties into everything here. talking about external SEO, which is essentially all the different ways that we can improve your website search appearance from outside the website. And in this case, we'll be talking about backlinking, which is very simple at face value, just a link from one website to another. However, from an SEO perspective, a lot more is happening. When you are getting a link or when you are linking out to another website, you are essentially saying that you trust the information that's coming from that website, or you trust that business that that website is representing. So, a very powerful statement. And when it's made to Google, it can ultimately tell Google that we are a trustworthy business and really help boost our rankings. However, we have to be very careful because just like we can get good backlinks and tell Google that we're a trustworthy business, we can also get bad backlinks and tell Google that we are a harmful or non trustworthy business. So, very important that we focus on the quality of our links because bad links will really drop our rankings. So, let's take a look at your current link structure and see what you've been working with so far. So here we are on a tool I use called Ahrefs. You'll notice your website generates a 38 UR, a 13 DR, about 580 users every single month, and roughly $2,000 worth of traffic value. But let's dive deeper into these metrics so you can understand what they mean. So UR stands for URL rating, and what that is the individual power given to a single web page. So in this case, it would just be your homepage, which generates a 38 UR. Whereas DR stands for domain rating, and what that is the power that goes through your entire website. So not just your homepage anymore, but also any service pages you have, any location pages, all your pages in one are summarized in DR. Now, we want the strongest of both metrics along with a strong internal SEO structure to create the strongest results possible, which brings me to traffic value. Now, traffic value is a stat that is assessed by the buyer intent of each user based on the keyword that they come from. So, to give you an example, somebody looking for roofs doesn't carry as much traffic value as somebody looking for roof repairs or roof installations. And now the reason that is that somebody looking for roofs could be looking for a picture of a roof or maybe even just an article about a roof. However, somebody looking for roof repair and roof installation, 9 times out of 10 is looking to purchase a direct service. Thus, they carry a lot more buyer intent. So definitely something to think about, and you'll see how the metrics are laid out. But let's take a look at some of your competitors and see what they're doing as far as external SEO metrics go. So here we are with Divine Roofing again with a 38 UR and 11 DR, which generates them about 300 users every single month and about $4,000 worth of traffic value. Now, ultimately, you're probably saying, well, our metrics are pretty similar, Justin. Why are they so different as far as traffic value goes? And the reason being is that although they generate less traffic than you, their targeting and their internal SEO is much more optimized than yours. And that's really helping them generate a lot more traffic value because of the type of users that they are targeting. So, definitely something to think about. Like I said, we have to optimize both ends of everything for this to really work out. Now, if we keep going down the line here, we also have Total Roofing Company with a 29 UR, a 19 DR, roughly $8,000 worth of traffic value. So a very similar situation. Then we have AmeriPro Roofing with an 11 UR, a 27 DR, and about $5,000 worth of traffic value. So you really see the correlation between a strong SEO structure and the amount of value that you can really generate for your business. But let's go back to the Google search engine results page and talk about the Google Map Pack for a second. So here we are in the Google search engine results page, and if we scroll down, what we've been talking about is down here in the organic search results. But if we go back up here, we also have this map pack, and this map pack is super important because it essentially gives our business a second place that we can win on Google. We can obviously win down below, or we can win in the map pack, and if we can do both, we guarantee that 1,000 searches every single month see our business first. Now, to get in the map pack, we first have to verify our business via postcard, which is 100% free to do. And to rank in the map pack, you have to adhere to the different factors that they're looking for. So, number one, what they look for is that you filled out their form to 100%. The reason that's so important is because the more information you give them, the more reputable your business looks. Number two, they look for a strong organic rank, which is why SEO is so important, because not only does it help down below, but it also influences this map pack. And then lastly, what they look for is citations. Now, citations are all the different places your business's name, address, and phone number are listed online. Some popular citations are things like Yelp, Facebook, Instagram, Yellow Pages, Yellow Books. All those are different citations you can give for your business, and they all help with the Google Map Pack. So let's take a look at how many citations each of these companies has and determine how many you'll need to really go in and start outranking them. So here we are on a tool I use called Whitespark, and you'll see Premier Roofing Company has 27 citations, Divine Roofing has 24, and Rampart Roofing has 47. Now, I normally recommend doubling the biggest amount in here, so if somebody has 47 citations, we are going to need 94 citations, along with our internal and external SEO factors, to really go in and outrank these guys. Now, if you do that and you follow all the steps, you should start to see some severe traffic or some really big increases in your traffic value. But once again, that's all I really have for you in this video. My name is Justin Gilman with Quantum Leads. I'd love to set up a meeting with you guys to talk about anything that was mentioned in this video or even anything that wasn't mentioned in this video. So feel free to click the button at the bottom of our email to set up that meeting. But once again, I hope this was very educational. Thank you for watching.